Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new then welcome. My name's Christina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences, and today I am back with a Japan haul for you guys. I spent about 15 days or so in Japan with my husband, and I did a ton of shopping while I was there. I picked up a lot of skincare, a lot of makeup, some hair care, and some other little tidbits here and there. Now I do want to start off by saying I am fully aware that this is an unhealthy amount of products for any one person. This amount of products for anyone would just be kind of wild, and I know that it is pretty wild for me. However, this is my job to test and research things. I thought that I would take this opportunity to either pick up things that I've heard a lot about, maybe pick up some stuff to compare to our Western beauty products, and as well as restock a lot of things that tend to be very overpriced here in the States. As you can see, I have a couple of bags behind me. I have about 4 or 5 bags filled with products. If you don't know, whenever you travel to Japan, they do have a lot of tax-free or duty-free shops where you can utilize it and you don't have to pay taxes. You just have to make sure that you keep all of the bags sealed whenever they seal them, and you don't open them until you leave Japan. So that is what I did with a majority of the products that I picked up. Some of the things I did not do it with that I wanted to use while I was there, but I went ahead and just condensed everything into a couple of bags, and we're going to just go through all of it. There is going to be a lot of things, so make sure you grab a snack, grab a drink or something, and get settled in because we're going to be here for quite a while. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start with makeup products. I have a ton in here, so let's just get started. Starting off with something that we are all familiar with on this channel, it is the Shiseido eyelash curler. I picked this up because this was only, I think, $10 or $12 when you convert it in Japan, and I can never have enough eyelash curlers from Shiseido. I thought that it would be great to have this one. I've been using the same one now for a couple of years, and I like to switch it out every few years, not just the little pads in it, but also the actual curler, because I find that it does start to get loose as the years progress. So I picked that one up. I'm very happy to have found this. So inexpensive over there. I also got this little lash comb. It's just a metal lash comb, and I really enjoy these for the lashes because, as you can see, these do tend to be more spiky, and I like something that's a little more spiky because it tends to break up and separate my lashes and any clumps in my lashes that mascara may cause. So I have this one, and I like the fact that this you can make smaller, like you can fold it into itself. I had the same travel one for years and years. I want to say I've had the same one since like maybe 2013 or so. So I thought it was about time that we switched that out. I also picked up this mascara. It was definitely one that was ranking. If you don't know what At Cosme is, it's a store in Japan where it's basically like the Sephora of Japan. They have all of the top selling products. They have high end, they have more affordable products that you may find at like drugstores and stuff, but it's basically where you go one-stop shop for beauty products. But At Cosme has a ranking system, and this one was ranking number 1, number 2 on like their weekly rankings as well as their yearly rankings and all that stuff. So I thought that I would pick this one up. This is the My Lash from, I think it's the brand Opera. I tried it out while I was in Japan, and to be quite honest with you guys, I was not fully impressed with it the same way that I completely love My Hair and Make Kiss Me mascara. This one didn't really hold my curl all that well. I'm gonna hold on to it though because I think that the formula is just very wet, and I think once it dries out a little bit, it'll last a lot better on the lashes. So I'm gonna hold on to it, but I picked this up. I just got one, and I'm glad I did because it didn't really work too well for me. I purchased 2 of the Kate Tokyo personal lip creams in the shade Terracotta Brown as well as Clear, and the reason I picked these up was because these both have SPF. I didn't realize this when I picked it up, but the Clear one has SPF 11 while the Terracotta Brown actually has SPF 16. I thought that this would be really nice. You can never go wrong with getting SPF lip balms, and I feel like we don't have a huge selection of SPF lip balms here, at least not any that I am like really in love with. I feel like they tend to have like a sunscreen type of taste or a weird waxy film to them. I did test out the Terracotta Brown the other day whenever I got home, and I think that this is actually a very thin formula. It doesn't feel thick and waxy. It doesn't feel sticky at all, and it has really good color payoff. but I thought it would be good to have a clear one, so maybe I could like top lip colors with maybe a lip liner or something, and then the terracotta brown, it just seemed like my sort of shade. So I picked this one up as well, and I'll have swatches of these two together for you guys to see. I'm really excited for the two of these. I also picked up one of these Etude Over Glowy glossy tints. I threw away the box because I actually used this while I was in Japan as well. This is in the shade number 4, Baby Otter Brown. I saw this online before I had made my way over there, and I saw the shade and I was like, ooh, this seems like my sort of shade. So I saw it in stores and I had to pick it up. I think that it is super beautiful. It's slightly more pink than brown from what I thought it was going to be whenever I saw it online and in person. But the really great thing about stores there is that almost everywhere is going to have a sample or a tester so you can swatch the colors, so you can test them out. So that was super handy. I still think that the shade is really, really beautiful. I also purchased another Romand Glassing Color Gloss in the shade number 6, Deepen More. This is going to be a little bit darker. I purchased this CP Dewy Film Tint. I'm not quite sure if that's how you pronounce this, but it's in the shade number 1, Hitokuse Fig. I'm not entirely sure if I pronounced that correctly. I apologize if I did not, but this is actually what I'm wearing on my lips today. This is all that I'm wearing. I'm not wearing a lip liner or anything. I really love how this looks like a dewy, like wet, glossy lip look. I love when it's a thinner consistency like this, but it has really high pigmentation. It doesn't feel like a gloss. It definitely feels more like a lip stain, and I really enjoy this color. I think it's going to be perfect for the fall time for sure. I grabbed 2 of the Vizzy lip glosses. These are the Essence Lip Plumpers, and these are supposed to be dupes for Dior Lip Maximizers. I have the shade number 1, which I believe is just a clear shade, and then the shade 300. I wanted to pick up both shades because I wanted to have the option to wear 300 by itself or with a lip liner, and then I wanted to have number 1 clear in order to wear by itself again, but on top of different lip liners, lip combos, what have you. So this one is definitely going to have a little bit more versatility to it because it doesn't have much color. It does look pink in the tube, but once you swatch it on the lips, it is pretty much clear. Like there's really no color to it. This is definitely something I knew that I wanted to pick up because this, again, was something that was ranking for a very long time at Cosme. I think that this one, whenever I put it on, definitely felt very tingly, a slightly minty feeling to it as well, but you could definitely feel that more plumping effect of it. I bought another one of the Peri Peri Glassy Ink Glassing lip glosses. I have the shade Grow On You, I believe that's the name of it, and I saw that they had a display of a couple of other shades as well, so I wanted to pick this one up. If you guys didn't see on my Instagram and my TikTok, I did get a color analysis when I was there, and I found out that I am a dark autumn season, so some of these purchases I made before I had that color analysis appointment, and some of these I picked up afterwards, and this was one of them that I picked up after my appointment once I found out the shades that really suit my skin tone. I wanted this shade anyway, so it kind of just validated that decision even more. This one is in the shade number 6, Made It, and it is this beautiful berry kind of brownish tone. Once you wear it on the lips though, it is slightly sheared out, so it doesn't look as intense here as it does in the tube, and I think that this is so beautiful. This is such a good lip gloss formulation. It's not super sticky, it's slightly more on the thick side, but it's slippery, so you can really feel it on the lips. It does feel slightly hydrating. It doesn't actually hydrate the lips. It's not one of those lip glosses. It just gives you the look of very plump, hydrated, juicy lips with a really good amount of color. I like to wear these by themselves. I've also used the other shade Grow On You with a lip liner and lipsticks and stuff, but for the most part, I like to just wear that one either alone or with a lip liner, and I think that's what I'm gonna do with this one as well. It is so beautiful. I highly recommend if you can get your hands on this, really any of these lip products. I haven't been disappointed disappointed by any of them so far. I bought one Kate Lip Monster in the shade number 5. When my husband went to Japan last year and I had him like pick up a bunch of stuff for me, I did have the Kate Lip Monster on my list because it was going super viral last summer, and I had one shade. I really enjoyed that one, so I picked up the shade number 5. This was the one that I was seeing everywhere. The shade number 3 and the shade number 5 seemed to be the ones that they were really pushing out in stores, and I went ahead and picked this up. As you can see, definitely my sort of shade. It's more of that browny, pinky brown tone, and it is just the most beautiful color. These are going to be slightly more on the hydrating side. Think like glossy lip balm type of deal. This is definitely kind of like in the middle of that, a glossy lip balm and like a lipstick hybrid. I think that these are such an easy formulation. It's really nice to just apply on the lips on the go, and I really enjoy this, and these are such a good price point. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know that it's under like $10, I believe. I went super overboard with Fui. I did not expect to see Fui products as much as I did. You would literally see Fui everywhere that you could buy makeup. So I picked up a bunch of the pudding pots. If you guys haven't seen the pudding pots yet, they're these like blurring, like semi-matte velvet lip products, and I went pretty crazy. And I was looking for the lip brush, like the silicone lip brush. I could not find it anywhere. It was completely sold out. However, I did, on like the last day or two of my trip, I did find the brush version of the Fui brush, not the silicone one, but the brush one. So I picked that up. It's somewhere in these bags, but as you can see here, it's like this plushy, velvety pudding looking thing. It's more moussey than pudding in my opinion. I did film a little swatch video that should be going up on my Instagram and my TikTok pretty soon if it's not up already, but I have the shades Fave, Ambition, B, Faded, and My. Oh, and I also picked up the shade Feelin'. So those are all the pudding pots. And by the way, these blurring pudding pots are marketed as something that you can use on your cheeks as well as your lips. And I believe they also have shown these on the eyes. And I also picked up some of the lip glosses, and I love the concept of these lip glosses. So let me pull a couple out real quick to show you guys. So what they did with the lip glosses, they have all of these different shades, right? But they did different percentages of pigmentation with all of them. So for instance, we have the shade Scotch in 30% pigmentation right here. And then we have the shade Scotch in 70% pigmentation. So this one is going to be slightly more opaque than the 30%, but they are still the same shade. I love the concept of that. While you can use products more sparingly or thicker to get a different look, this kind of like does the work for you, which takes away the possibility of your product fading faster if you put less, or getting too goopy if you put more on. So I really love this concept. And again, I am doing a short video, a little short form TikTok, Instagram type of thing on these, so keep an eye out for that. But so far, I really like these. They are very slick, they're very comfortable on the lips, and again, I really like how they came up with this idea of doing different pigmentations. So I got the shades Scotch, I got the shade Current, but I only got the 30%, and then I did both the 70 and 30% of the shades Sorbet. I also picked up the 3D Changing Gloss in the shade Scenic Black. I wasn't sure what to expect with this. I kind of thought that this would be a little bit more sheer than it is, but it is a black lip gloss, and it's an actual black lip gloss. Like it's not one of those pH changing lip glosses. So you can see right there, it is a black lip gloss. I feel like everyone's always looking for them. Well, Fui came out with one, but I will say I'm having trouble figuring out how to wear this. They say that you can use this to top lip colors in order to make them a little bit darker. However, from my experience so far, whenever I put it on top of another lip color, it just looks like I have streaks of black lip gloss on. So I have to figure that out. I feel like if I can figure it out, it's going to be a really cool, very useful concept for me. So stay tuned on that. I actually picked up another lash curler. It's the Shu Uemura lash curler, and this was the lash curler that I used before the Shiseido one. I was using this for years and years and years. I want to say 2010 to like 2015, 16 before I moved over to Shiseido, but they stopped selling Shu Uemura in stores here in the States, which is why I never repurchased it because I don't know, I just never picked it up online, but I saw them in stores pretty often. They were pretty inexpensive, so I went ahead and picked it up because I used to love this lash curler so much. I got one eyeshadow palette. This is from the brand And B, and this one was actually a recommendation from Urena Color, who did my color analysis, and she told me about the brand And B. It's actually created by someone that is also an autumn season, and her entire line is catered to autumn complexions. So I was like, oh, well then I have to try it out. Color analysis is very big in Asia, so that is why we're seeing more of a focus on color theory and color seasons and stuff, especially in Asia. So I picked up this quad right here. This one is in the shade Standard Brown. So as you can see, it's very neutral. It's really beautiful, but then you also have this beautiful olive green tone in it, which I thought would be really fun to play with. There was also some mauve-y, like purpley palettes, which I was interested in, but honestly, I felt like I had a lot of those types of shades here at home, so I decided to skip on that, but I definitely wanted to pick up this palette because it was a little bit more interesting. I'm very excited to see how this does on my skin tone. If you haven't already caught on, color analysis in Asia is a very big thing. They love to like cater their makeup, their hair, their outfits and stuff to their seasons. Not everybody, but when it comes to color analysis, I think the thought process is it's a way to enhance your complexion and your skin tone and stuff. It's not like an end-all be-all type of rule thing, you know what I mean? So I thought it was really interesting to see how much more embedded that is in the culture there. So yeah, anyways, I wanted to pick this up. I'm very excited to try this. The next product is another eyeshadow product, and this is from the brand Decorte, which I was really excited about because I did not realize that Decorte had color cosmetics. I thought that they were just a skincare brand. I have their liposome serum, I think, and I have a couple of their body products, and I really like them, so I was really excited to see this. This is the Eye Glow Gem Skin Shadow in the shade Autumn Dazzle 17G. I'm just not realizing this says autumn. I wonder if that has anything to do with the color seasons. But this was so beautiful. I swatched them in stores. I got this from at Cosme. I really like the unit here. It has like this kind of squiggly top. It just looks really fun and cute. And then it's one of these pressed shadows. It really reminded me of the old Dior. I think it's the old Dior like eyeshadows, you know, the ones that they had discontinued. They were kind of like this bouncy baked type of formula. Very similar to that. It's also similar to like the Hourglass light reflecting toppers, but this has more of a base color to it in my opinion. Let me just swatch it. This does feel a little bit more creamy though from what I remember in the store, maybe because those testers were exposed to more air. So this does seem like it is a straight up cream versus like a powder type of shadow. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Yeah, that is for sure up my alley. I'm so excited about this. Decorte is actually more of a high-end brand in Japan, so I think that this one ran around $20 to $30, somewhere in that price range, but it was more on the pricey side than the other things that I picked up. I know that for sure, which is why I only picked up one. And also, I just felt like this one would be the one that I would reach for the most. I love that it's kind of like this neutral, almost cool tone brown. It's veering on taupey, but it's also a little bit on the bronze side. It was just really interesting to me, and you guys know I love my cream shadows, so I thought that I would definitely get some good use out of this one. It gives me Charlotte Tilbury cream eyeshadow vibes for sure. I did pick up a Peri Paris Sunshine Cheek You Already Shine blush. This is in the shade number 5 Dusky Rose. Let me take it out of the packaging. amazing. I did forget to mention that all of the places that I shopped at were at Cosme, Matsumoto Kiyoshi, Don Quijote, Loft, and Plaza. Oh, and Shop In. So those were all of the different places that I visited. A lot of these things, though, I purchased at Matsumoto Kiyoshi and Donki. So just wanted to note that for you guys. Okay, this is the Peri Para blush, and this is so cute. I didn't realize that this had it embedded because the samples were a little bit more worn out, but it says, "It's okay, you already shine," with a little smiley face in it. How cute is that? That is so cute. I'm very excited for this. It definitely seemed like my type of shade when it comes to blush. I don't even want to really touch it and like mess it up, but I will do it for you guys. But this is the shade. I think I picked this one up before my color analysis as well, so it's definitely something that I don't think really sits in my color family, but I just love these shades on myself. I think that they are so beautiful. They really brighten up the face. This is more of a dusty rose, but it also has a little bit of like a peach lean to it. I think that this is going to be so beautiful, sort of give that sunburnt effect, but not as red, you know, like it's still gonna look like blush, but it's going to really warm up the face nicely. I purchased two of the Can Make cream cheek blushes. These are number 16 and number 19, and I found out that everything from Can Make is under 1,000 yen, which is less than $10. So for me, the way that I saw it, whenever I would go into the stores, you would always see Can Make. It was everywhere, and it's at a really good price point. So if you wanted to compare it to something in the States, I would say that the closest comparison in brand would be e.l.f. Like how you can find e.l.f. literally anywhere. It's a really good price point. They pretty much cover all the bases when it comes to all the different products that they have. So this is the shade number 16. Oh, this flap is a little bit loosey-goosey. I was not expecting that, but as long as it doesn't break on me, I think we're good. But this is the shade number 16. I'm not quite sure if it has any name other than the number to it, but that is 16. And then 19, which was actually one of the top sellers because this was also something that was ranking in stores. And I went to multiple different stores before I found it in stock. They would have all of the Can Make cream blushes in stock except for this one. So every time I was like, dang it. But I completely understand why. It is one of those nude beigey cream blushes that I am just absolutely in love with. Look at that. That is beautiful. It really reminds me of Tower 28 Magic Hour, except it's more beigey than the rosiness that Tower 28 Magic Hour has, as well as the House Labs Fire Moon. But this one, again, is going to be more of a beige than those. But this is number 16. It comes off a little bit more red than berry, which I think is going to be actually very flattering on my skin tone. And then, of course, we have the shade number 19, which I think that this is going to be such a good go-to type of shade. These are very thin, so I'm not entirely sure how this is going to wear on my oily skin. It seems like something that I'm going to have to layer, like I'll put it on before my powder my face, put it on after my powder, and then set it down with some setting spray. It seems like something that might slip and slide. Like we definitely risk that, but I wanted to try it out because they looked beautiful and it seemed like everyone really liked these. Another Can Make product is this one. This is the Poreless Airy Base. I got the shade number 2. There was number 1 and 2, and number 1 was this white base, but it comes off clear. But this one also kind of is pretty much clear, but it's this moussey texture. It really reminds me of the Tarte Maracuja, I think it's Poreless primer. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks exactly like this. But again, this was under $10, so I was like, oh, I want to try it out. And I actually wore this during a photo shoot that Jed and I scheduled with a photographer in Tokyo, which, by the way, if you guys are ever in the Tokyo area and you want a photo shoot, I highly recommend it. So you can like take it home as a souvenir. And we worked with Ipe and Janine Photography, and Ipe was our photographer. He was incredible, super professional, but very easy to talk to. And the photos were everything I wanted and more. They were just absolutely beautiful. Such a great keepsake. But anyways, I wore this primer on like this part of my face because it was so hot. so humid, and I barely wore any makeup while I was in Japan, which is funny because we filmed that whole pack with me for Japan video. Yeah, I wore like a third of that makeup. But anyways, I did wear this and I feel like it really helped to just basically smooth over those more noticeable pores and to keep my oils away a little bit longer. So I was very impressed by this. I think that this is definitely something that you have to use very sparingly. It seems like something that if you use too much, it may pill or it may cause your makeup to look a little funny, but it's one of those textures. I don't necessarily think that it's a product thing. Like, I definitely think that you can mess it up with user error, you know what I mean? So I used it sparingly and I really liked it. Another thing that I purchased because it seemed like something that was literally everywhere, it was being ranked, it was being advertised everywhere. It is the Cosi Make Keep Mist. It's one of their setting sprays, and again, this was very, very inexpensive. It does have this dual phase to it. If you can see right there, you have to shake it up before you use it, and it has a super, super fine mist, like even finer than Charlotte Tilbury, than Urban Decay, almost so fine that it kind of like blew away in the wind and I had to spray myself like a bunch of times. So let me spray it for you guys. Do you see how fine that mist is? Like, I had to really spray down my face to feel like I had it on, but I picked this up because, again, it was so hot and humid. I was sweating my makeup off whenever I was wearing it, and I was like, I am desperate for a good setting spray for this photo shoot. So I had asked the color analysis and she recommended this even after I had seen it all over the place. So I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna have to pick this up, and I think it did its job. I used this along with the One Size setting spray and my makeup stayed all day. Granted, it did feel like I was wearing a lot of makeup because I was wearing a lot of makeup because we had that professional photography session and usually you have to wear more makeup for that. But either way, my makeup stayed all day and it looked so good. So I was really impressed by that. And one more thing that I used during the shoot day is this Innisfree No Sebum Mineral Powder. Again, this was recommended to me from the color analysis, as well as being stocked literally everywhere. And I think that this powder is like less than $5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very, very inexpensive. And essentially what it is, it's a loose powder, very, very, very finely milled. Like, I always talked about the Oma Beauty Trip and Smooth powder and how that one is like the smoothest, most finely milled powder I've ever used. This one feels very, very similar to that one. It's super, super fine, even more fine than my Laura Mercier one, finer than the Huda Beauty one. Like, you can't even see it on there, but this, like, your face will feel silky soft, silky smooth, and it really did like change the look of my makeup when I used it. I used it as a finishing powder and it was really, really incredible. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it just kind of like stamped out the oil, which, you know, any powder can do. But I'm telling you guys, like, in person, it just blurs. It blurs the makeup, it blurs the pores, and it looks so airbrushed and beautiful at such a good price point too. And I know that this one actually is something that you can purchase on Yes Style and Stylevana and Olive Young. So I'd highly recommend, if you do see it, to pick it up because it is definitely worth the hype for sure. But yeah, it's for sure a finishing powder. Don't use this to set your makeup because then you may get really bad flashback. As you can see, it is white in the cap right there and it does disappear. However, if you bake with it, I can definitely see this giving you like a really bad flashback. I bought two eyeliners for myself. I got the Love Liner Liquid in the shade Rose Brown and then also the Love Liner Liquid in the shade Brown. It was really helpful because they have these pictures on the back showing what it looks like on the eye, and then all of the different shades actually had testers. So again, super, super helpful. And here are one of the awards. Like, a lot of the products will have like the little badge, the award and stuff that they had won. This one won an award from At Cosme and it's Best Cosmetics of 2021, or actually is that an At Cosme one? I don't think it is. I take that back, but it won some sort of an award, and I've used this in the past. Actually, I had one, I don't remember when or how I got it, but I had the black one and it's really, really good. I think maybe my husband picked one up for me when he was in Japan last year, but I wanted to try the brown and rose brown. They just seemed like really fun shades, and I don't necessarily wear wear black eyeliner anymore these days, so I went for something a little bit more natural. You guys are either going to laugh at me or be like completely disgusted by how much of these I purchased, but I got 3 more on top of my backups that I already have in my collection of the Hair and Make Speedy Mascara Remover. This is the only thing that I use to take off my mascara, especially my Asian mascaras. If you guys don't know, Asian mascaras are so stubborn, so you need a very strong makeup remover for them. I am completely in love with these. They are basically like mascara wands. If you can see right there on the picture, it looks like a lash comb and it holds the product in all those little divots, and you use that, brush it into your lashes, and then I like to go ahead and do my first cleanse with a cleansing balm or cleansing oil, and then I will go back in and wipe this away. It completely gets rid of all of your mascara without being aggressive on your lashes. You don't lose any eyelashes, and it's just the best. So I picked up 3 for myself. I actually picked up a couple more for some friends that requested that I bring some home for them because I got them on them. I got some for my sister. I just love it. And I did not realize, but Hair and Make also has a lash serum. A lot of mascara brands have serums as well. So I wanted to try this out because I am such a big fan of Hair and Make. I thought maybe the lash serum is just as good. I used Google Translate to translate what this said, and it looked promising. It seemed promising. You're supposed to use this daily, I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and start using this and see how I like it. Currently, I am still using the Babe Original Lash Serum. I've been using that one for years and years, and I really love it. I see so much growth in my lashes with it, and it also maintains the health and the growth of my lashes. So I'm hoping that this does something very similar, and I think that this was under $20 if I'm not mistaken, so really inexpensive for a lash serum, so I'm really hoping it works. I picked up the NARS Light Reflecting Setting Powder, and I'm not entirely sure if we have this one in America. I know that this is such a big product in Japan as well as Korea, I believe, but this is just the translucent crystal. Is that what it says? Yeah, translucent crystal. So it's a translucent powder, it's a pressed powder, and apparently everyone and their mother loves this product. So I was like, okay, we'll try it out. So this was definitely one of the more expensive makeup products that I picked up, but even so, it wasn't as expensive as NARS is here. So I think this was around 30 something dollars over there, but it's just this clear powder, and whenever I tested it in stores, again, it was one of those very finely milled powders. It felt very silky soft, and it seems like something that is going to work really well to just blot out the oils on the skin without irritating the skin. It is a finishing powder. Again, I would not use this to set the face down. And then I bought more of my Hair and Make Kiss Me mascaras. I love the Long and Curl Advanced Film. That is my favorite one. They also have a volume one, but I just find that the Long and Curl just gives me so much length as well as volume. So I picked up 2 more. These are the black ones, and as you can see right on top here, it does have an award from At Cosme from 2021, but I believe they have a more recent reward as well. This one is my favorite. I got 2 of the black ones. I actually picked up 3 or 4 more again for some friends and family that requested it, and I picked up the brown shade as well, and it came with this little spoolie. So it came with the lash comb and the spoolie, and this is the same formula just in brown because again, I'm just playing around with more brown tones on the eyes. And I picked up this limited edition shade. This is in the shade Brownish Cinnamon. It's again the Long and Curl mascara. This one's exciting. I feel like there's not a lot of these types of brown mascaras here in America, so I thought that this would be really fun. It definitely seems like a type of brown that actually will show up as a different color aside from being black on my black lashes. I got 2 nail products. Actually, I have 3. I got a nail polish from the brand Excel. They had a lot of makeup too that I was very tempted to try out. I wanted to try out the eyeshadows, but I think that they were slightly more on the expensive side compared to a lot of the things that I picked up. And again, I just felt like I had a lot of eyeshadow back at home, so I decided against it, but I did buy this nail polish because it just looked too beautiful. I don't know what the shade is, but it's NL53. I'm not entirely sure what the name is, but do you see this duochrome? It is in this brown taupey base, and it has like this green, purple, silver reflect, and it just looks incredible. I want to put this on my nails. I'll probably put it on my nails right after this video, honestly. And then I got 2 nail treatment products. These are more for the cuticles, but it's like a repair serum. So from the brand Nailholic, I got this nail repair serum here. And again, you guys, all of these products that I picked up, I was using Google Translate and doing the photos to like take pictures of all the boxes, figure out all of the specs and stuff. So if I have any of those saved, I will insert that here in this video for you guys so you can kind of like read along with me as I talk about them. But I picked this up. Nailholic seems like a pretty popular brand there. And then this one I found at Loft. I didn't see too much about it, but it just caught my eye. It's Nail is the brand, and the pictures really got me, if I'm being honest. My nails have been going through it. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I've been washing my hands like crazy recently, and the dry air when I was traveling, and then just the change in air maybe when I was there. My hangnails were terrible. My nail beds looked insane. So I just really wanted something that would like help with my nails. So I have these 2 products, and my husband actually picked up another nail product for me last year that I really enjoyed. I thought about getting a new one, but then I decided against it because I still have a lot of product in the tube that he purchased for me. It's essentially a cuticle repair serum type of thing that you actually drop underneath your nail, and you do 1 drop and then it spreads out underneath your nail and then it goes around your nail. It's so interesting the way that works, and it works very, very well. So I was definitely interested in trying even more Japanese nail products. And then a couple of tools. So I got this free with purchase. I bought some Anessa sunscreens, and this is the Tone Up Brightening UV Sunscreen Gel. I think that this one does have a tint to it, but I'm excited to try this. It's a little travel size, so maybe I'll bring it with me when I go travel again. And then I bought these silicone applicators from Loft because I needed something to replace the Fui silicone brush. So I purchased these. I think that they're actually for eyeshadow, but it works pretty well to apply those Fui pudding pots. And like I said, I did find the lip brush, and this is the brush type. I could not find the silicone one, which I'm so sad about, but it is totally okay because I have this one. It's just the cutest little brush. It's very, very dense. I think it's supposed to mimic your finger, you know, like when you apply it. And I got the little keychain, you guys, with a purchase. I think one of the purchases that I made, one of the pudding pots that I purchased, I bought that at, I can't remember which store it was. Maybe it was a shop-in. I don't think it was because the setup was a little bit different, but it was a beauty store that was at the train station actually, and they had a little sign where if you purchased a Fui lip product, then you would get the keychain, and they had them in stock. So I was so excited, and I wanted the silver one actually, so it just worked out perfectly. I haven't even opened this. I'm so excited. Have you guys been seeing like the videos online of people using these? Oh my gosh, I'm really excited. I think that this is such a fun concept, and look, it has like the little pan in there. How fun is that? I think more brands need to do that. Oh my gosh, and there's a mirror as well. This is just the cutest. It looks like a little bean. It looks like a little egg, and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. Okay, anyways, that is our first bag down. I'm gonna try to speed it up, but I can't promise that it's gonna go any faster. So I picked these up, and these are from Roihi Tsuboko. And they're these little dots. They're almost like these menthol dots. They're supposed to be soothing. If you can see right there, it's supposed to help with any back aches, any body aches. And I picked it up because my shoulder was killing me when I was out there because my bag, like my purse, was getting heavier and heavier. And I used these dots, and I thought that it would really, really help. Like you can see right here, these are the dots, and you just peel them off and you stick it to your body, and it smells just like Vicks. It smells like icy hot Vicks, Bengay, like that type of thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like it's actually on there. And these things are strong. And let me tell you guys, after like 30 minutes or so, my skin around it started to feel really itchy and I was a little freaked out. I was like, uh-oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. And I was kind of scratching around it. So I went ahead and removed them whenever they started feeling itchy, because on the back it said, if you start feeling irritation or itchiness, like take them off. So I took them off because I didn't want to have a bunch of like red spots on my arm the next day, because that was the day we were doing the photo shoot. So I need to test this again and see how they do. And hopefully they work for me, because if you can see, that's a lot of dots. Like I have a lot left, and they have like little grids here to show you where to put them when you have certain aches and pains. So I don't know, we'll see how this does. We also purchased the leg patches, like the bigger patches that you use on your feet and on your legs to soothe. Like they had cooling ones, they had warm ones. While I was there, I used them on my feet because my feet were really sore from walking around so much. We actually did not buy that many sunscreens. I realized that I really love Korean sunscreens opposed to Japanese sunscreens. I bought a couple, but my favorite one that we purchased was this one. This is the Nivea UV Deep Protect and Care Gel. This is beautiful. It is such a good consistency. It's that watery, runny consistency. However, it does smell like it has alcohol in it. So we were actually using this on our bodies, and I'm so sad because we forgot to pick up another one. Before we left, we were like, we gotta get another bottle to take home. Completely forgot. It is just so good. It feels so thin. It absorbs completely into the skin. Like it doesn't leave a residue, and it just feels so nice. It's great if your skin isn't irritated, like your face doesn't get irritated by alcohol, and you can get your hands on this. I would recommend it for sure. This one, again, is one of those like ranking products there currently. But yeah, it kind of smells like it has alcohol in it. I picked up the Kiana rice pack, and I got the rice pack this time. I did some sheet masks last year whenever my husband went, and I still have some. So I went ahead and skipped on the sheet masks and I went for the rice pack. This does seem like it has a little bit of a different texture. It seems more creamy versus like being a serum type of thing. So I thought that I would try this out. Rice is really nice to just like tighten and firm the skin, make it look more bright and just like overall a lot more even. So I picked up one of these. I think that this is actually going to last me pretty long. I got two Pairs product. This is the Pairs Acne Spot Treatment, and then this is the Pairs Acne Face Wash. So this is a creamy foam face wash. And again, my husband did pick up one of the spot treatments for me last year, and I've been using that kind of on and off. Like I have been using my La Roche-Posay dual action spot treatment religiously, but every now and then I will pull out the Pairs Acne one, and this one actually works really well for like bacterial type of breakouts, not hormonal ones. This one works really well when your face just gets really oily, gets really clogged, gets dirty, and then you start breaking out from that. It really clears up those areas, and it actually has ibuprofen in it, I believe. And I wanted to try out the creamy foam to see how that did as well. Maybe I'll start to kind of implement this into my skincare routine every now and then, but I got these two. This is kind of funny, but we picked up these cooling mists because, I mean, how many more times can I say it? It was just incredibly hot. I have never dripped sweat that consistently in my life. Like every day for 15 days, I was dripping sweat. It was insane. But we got this Muji cooling mist. They also had clothing mists, which I kind of wish we picked up, because this one actually, the amount that I was spraying it on my body, I started to break out. Like I was spraying behind my neck and I started breaking out on my neck. So I was like, ooh, I need to stop doing that. So we actually picked up this Shirt Cool. This is the strong version. And you guys, this is sweat activated. So whenever you spray it on your like shirt or your clothing and you're sweating, it really cools in those areas, especially if there's like a light breeze, you really feel it. And then if you have like a handy fan, which I also picked this up while I was there, I wanted to show you guys. This is so cool. It's like a little fan, but it had a lanyard. I wore it all the time. I was that person. And it folds completely. You can sit it down when you're like doing your makeup or just whenever, and it's a power bank, so it can charge your phone and stuff. This was literally a lifesaver. This And this, oh my gosh, I don't know if I would have survived without it. And I got a UV umbrella as well to go with it. I was that desperate. I'm not even joking. But these are really cool. This is something that I feel like Japan kind of keeps a secret, you know? Like they don't want to tell the rest of the world that they have like cooling solutions. But I have some. Okay, we're moving on to skincare. Oh wait, sorry, before we do that, I did pick up some eye drops. These are the Roto Lycee Rich Premium for contacts. If you guys are familiar with the Roto eye drops here in the States, we have those. We have different kinds, like different strengths. However, you're not supposed to use those with your contacts. It can kind of dry out your contacts because you're not getting enough oxygen in your eyes, but these are specifically made to use with contacts. So you still get that really minty, very like bright feeling and look with these, but you can use them with your contacts. So I was like, I need these and I love them. I love these so much. I also got another kind, which I will be showing you guys. So I picked up the Manyo Bifida Biome Complex Serum, and they actually had a really good selection of Korean skincare at Don Quijote. They had it at Loft. I think they also had it at Shop-In, like pretty much everywhere. Oh, and at Cosme, pretty much everywhere you could find makeup and skincare. They still had some Korean skincare there, which was so, so nice. And I picked this up. I don't think I have anything in rotation that has Bifida in it that I'm using like consistently. So I thought I would try this out. This is actually a restock. I got the Atelier Skin Clear Cleanse Oil, and I got both of them with fragrance. This is a cleansing oil that my husband actually picked up for me last year. I had the opportunity to try it and I absolutely loved this cleansing oil. It's more on the thin side of things and it really, really cleanses your skin so thoroughly. It has a very spa-like fragrance. It's not irritating. It never bothered my skin, and there's something about it that felt so luxurious and like high end. Granted, it is quite pricey. I want to say that this one ran me like 30, maybe 40-ish dollars. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, I think that this is so worth it. It lasts such a long time and it completely cleanses the skin. I just love this one so, so much. They also have a fragrance-free version, but I just like the fragrance and I like that it doesn't bother my skin, so I picked up 2 of the aroma ones. You guys may kill me for this, and like I am aware that this is a very controversial product in the skincare community currently, but I had to pick it up because it was at such a great price point, such a good deal. And I wanted to make sure that I did all of my research when I got home, but I wanted to have the products with me. And they are the VT Riedel shots. So much talk about these is happening right now, mainly because these have spicules. And if you don't know, spicules basically are tiny little needles. It's supposed to be like microdermabrasion at home. And the tiny little needles like go into your skin. They basically like, it's microdermabrasion, so it breaks up that skin and then it regenerates itself to create even more healthy skin. I know that there's a lot of controversy because a lot of people are not sure if the spicules completely come out of your skin as your skin regenerates. I'm not entirely sure myself. That's why I want to do more research, but I did pick up the 50 strength, the 100 and the 300. And you guys, I think that each of these were probably like $17 to $20 there. So, I mean, I really wanted to try it out and I'm scared of it. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I pumped a little bit on this part of my hand, which I don't know why I did that because that's a very sensitive area. And I was just like, oh, let me try it. And I swiped it and immediately I was like, oh, ow, what? That hurt. And my husband tried it and he's like, I don't feel anything. But I was like, you don't feel that? It like hurts. Like it actually feels like tiny little needles. So it was really weird, but it was also really intriguing. So I got it. I went back and forth. Like, I'm not lying to you guys. For the entire time that I was there, I was going back and forth. I was like, do I need to get it? Do I not? Should I get it? Should I leave it? And ultimately I decided to pick it up. I got some pimple patches. I could not decide on the pimple patches. There was a couple of the same brands that I was seeing everywhere. So I just picked one of the brands. It was the VT Cica Spot Patch, and this is a hydrocolloid spot patch, but it also has Cica in it. So I thought I would try these out to see how this does on my acne. I will keep you guys posted. I got 2 of the Numbuzin skin softening masks. I do have the Numbuzin number 3 skin softening serum. This is just the mask version. I actually picked this up for me and my husband to use while we were there, but we didn't end up using it, so I ended up bringing it home. I really like this skin softening serum, so this is definitely going to be something that we use. Oh, I was so excited for this. This is the Ilso, the brand Ilso, and it is the Super Melting Sebum Softening product. This was really cool. It came with this little reusable bag right here, as well as the spatula and cotton pads to like use the product. We used this reusable bag so much while we were there. It actually ripped and I'm so sad about it. One of the handles is like slowly ripping, not completely, so I'm like, maybe I can fix it, but we got a lot of use out of it. But this is supposed to essentially soften the sebum in like your nose and your pores and stuff like that. With this product, you use this and you soak the cotton rounds, and then you use this little spatula to kind of like get all of the gunk out of there. I tried it while I was there, and you guys, I had a lot of nastiness coming out. This can't completely, I don't believe it can completely take everything out of your pores. I don't think anything can, to be quite honest with you, but it did get rid of a lot of like the surface gunk, and it made my skin feel so much smoother. My makeup, when I was wearing makeup, went on really smooth, so I'm very excited to use this. I think it's about time that I use it again. I did get some supplements this time around. I did a little bit of research, but again, it's something that I plan on doing even more research on before I start like consuming them. And I'm also going to be talking to my doctor about them. But I bought these collagen ones from Shiseido. They're collagen supplements, and these again were something that was on the At Cosme ranking. A lot of Japanese and Korean like beauty buffs really love their supplements. A lot of their skincare has to do with supplements as well. So I picked up these ones from Shiseido. I did 2 because I wasn't quite sure how long this was going to last me, but they are collagen pills, and your body can only absorb so much collagen, by the way. So just do your research on them and make sure you're asking the correct people about if these are correct or right for you to be consuming. And lastly, in our second bag, this is the Natori Hatumugi skin conditioner, and I again got another bottle of this last year from my husband. It was the first time I used it, so this is a restock, and this actually comes with a little spray bottle, which I'm really excited about. This is a beautiful milky toner. They call them lotions there, or conditioners, but essentially it's what we know as toners. So this is a milky version, and it's actually super soothing for anyone that is acne prone. It really targets your acne by hydrating the skin and rebalancing it versus like stripping the skin. And I find that my skin really reacts well to something like that. And again, this was ranking at Cosme 2023. If you could see that little label right there. And this right here, I think was the gel moisturizer. I also got the Natori gel moisturizer. It did end up spilling a little bit, but it's okay. A lot of the product is still there, and that jar is huge. So you will see that in just a second. Okay, so it was this that spilled. This is the Natori Hatumugi skin conditioning gel. It is a moisturizer, and again, this is a restock, and it's actually a ginormous jar right here. I don't know if you guys can tell how big this is, but it is a huge jar, and my husband and I are actually using this. It is more of that water gel consistency, and it's beautiful. It's super lightweight, and I don't know how else to explain it except when you put this on the skin, your skin feels wet but moisturized. It's very interesting, and it just works so well at rehydrating the skin, really locking in all of the moisture in your skin, and it's so good, especially if you're acne prone like me. I purchased 2 Silcot pads. I've talked about this in a recent video actually, but these are just cotton pads, but they're great because they're slightly on the more cushiony side, but they're not linty. Like they don't fall apart the same way that cotton rounds here fall apart. Like these hold their shape, and you can use this to do like at-home sheet masks. You can use this to wipe away like your mascara or wipe away your makeup and stuff. And I believe that this one, this yellow version, it has this here, has like some sort of ingredient in it. I'm not entirely sure. I will try to Google translate this for you guys. But again, it does have the At Cosme stamp of approval. It says Hall of of Fame. These are incredible if you can get your hands on them. It's kind of hard to find these online, so I wanted to make sure that I had a couple boxes. I still have some boxes from when my husband went last year. I think I have like 2 more boxes or so before I'm gonna break into these. I ended up getting 2 of the Fino products, the ones that you guys have probably seen all over TikTok, because I personally have seen them all over TikTok as well. This is the Fino hair oil, and I did actually start using this one while I was there, and it's really nice. I mean, it's not the most hydrating that I've felt. I have a feeling that this actually has some protein in it versus just moisturizing ingredients, as well as this hair mask. I think that this may be more of a protein mask based on what I'm seeing people say about it online, but I wanted to try it out for myself. It seems very promising, and I think that these are more geared towards those that have a really damaged hair. Maybe you have bleached or colored hair, or maybe you just in general have more damaged hair. I think that Fino is more catered towards those that have hair of that nature. This is so exciting. I talked about this in my fragrance video that I posted a couple weeks ago, but I went pretty crazy. I found Diptyque, and their prices there are so much better than they are here. So I ended up buying my La Papier in the Eau de Toilette. I got the hair mist and I got the solid perfume. And I think all of this together was around $200, which I know that's very pricey, but if you think about how much this is here, it's not even comparable. Like, I was shocked, and then it was tax-free as well, so I did not use this while I was there, but the second I got home, I sprayed the hair mist in my hair, and oh my goodness, it is exactly what I wanted it to be. These are beautiful. If you want to hear more about this scent, I do talk in length about this as well as a dupe in my fragrance video. Okay, another hair mask, and this one is actually a restock. It's the Tsubaki Premium X Repair Mask. This one I have currently in my shower, and I love this hair mask. It is super, super ultra moisturizing. I would say that this is very similar to the Amika Soul Food hair mask, and it's like a fraction of the price there. I think it's less than $10 over there. So this is such a beautiful hair mask. It is super, like, it almost feels like pudding. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but you get it in the hair, it feels like pudding, and then when you rinse it out, it feels like your hair is like, I don't know, super, super soft. Like I mentioned, we did pick up a couple of sunscreens, and I picked up 2 of the Anessa sunscreens. This is the Perfect UV Sunscreen Skincare Milk. This has an SPF of 50. Anessa is, again, one of those brands that is, I guess, considered more high-end there because the price point is slightly higher. I think that this was closer to the $20 range. And I picked up the Mild Milk, and this one is actually for sensitive skin, but it still has SPF 50. Both of these have a very runny, very milky consistency, which are my favorites when it comes to sunscreen. So I picked both of these up. I'm very, very excited to try these. There was also a body like gel sunscreen, but honestly, I was kind of like, it's kind of expensive. Like, it seemed like a really great deal, especially if you love a very thin sunscreen. But in my head, I was like, we're gonna pick up more of the Nivea one, but we didn't end up doing that. So kind of sad about that. But either way, I'm happy to have these to test these out. I did buy this Sun Cut UV Perfect spray from Kosi, the same people that make that setting mist, that setting spray. And I had all the intentions to use this while I was there, but to be quite honest with you guys, I thought I was going to use this as a face sunscreen, but when I had sprayed it to try it out, I was like, oh, this is a little greasy, so I did not want to put it on my face, so I ended up just kind of like using it on my body, and this is good. It's not my favorite. It's slightly greasy, but I think that this is going to be something that I can use on a day-to-day basis before I leave the house whenever I'm gonna like do errands and stuff. I got this deodorant, and it's actually an antiperspirant. If you guys have been watching my channel for any amount of time, you may know that I've switched over to natural deodorant like maybe 8 or 9 years ago now. So this is the first time that I'm really using like an antiperspirant, but I only used it for maybe like 4 or 5 days before I felt like my underarms were a little bit sensitive, so I stopped using it, and I'm back on my Kosas one, and I may like kind of fit this into my routine. Anyways, this is the Soft Stone Double Smooth, Dry, and Silky deodorant. And this green one is actually to help with like underarm darkness. I don't necessarily have dark underarms. I don't know, is that weird to show you guys? I didn't shave my underarms, but just know they're not super dark. So we actually picked up the white version of this, which is I think the original, and then we have this green one, and I really like it because it's another product that actually feels really cooling. When you first apply it, at least with the white one, when you first apply it, your underarms feel like minty and cool, and it was so refreshing, I'm not even gonna lie. And I feel like it definitely cut down the amount that my underarms were sweating. My husband actually also used it like right here on the inside of his elbows, and he said it helped with the sweating as well. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but he actually had to stop using the white one because he started getting irritation on his underarms, so it kind of freaked me out, and I think I started to feel like some side effects from it, so I stopped using it as well. But we have those, so I will keep you guys updated on how that does for me. I got this hair stick. This is the And Honey Melty Matsumaki stick, and this was like the #1 hair stick, and it's one of those like giant wands here, and this is really nice. I also picked up this hair stick. I'm not entirely sure what the brand is. Is it Plus O? Plus U? Point Repair. So this was an At Cosme winner from 2022. It's a Best Cosmetics from 2023. You can see right there. And this was the first one that I picked up because of all of those awards. I was like, oh, I'll try it. And I have one open right now in my little travel bag. And it's basically the same like big wand here, but it works so well. It leaves like no residue, virtually no residue in your hair, but it lays down all of your frizzies and your flyaways perfectly. It leaves your hair feeling soft. It doesn't feel crunchy like you have a gel cast in your hair. This one does the same thing, except this one I think has a little bit more of a moisturizing element to it. So I felt like this one was slightly less of a hold in my hair. So I think that I may prefer this one, but both of them are really good. Really, really good. I think this would be great, again, if you have more damaged hair and you need something that's like really nourishing because it has that honey element to it. But I have this. This is my second tube. I picked one up for my sister. I just really, really liked this. And it was like less than $10. I think it was less than $5 maybe. I don't remember, but way less expensive than the ones that I've tried here. Another toning lotion type of product is this one. It is the Mishoku skin lotion. And again, the lotion is a toner, and this one is supposed to help fight acne. So I wanted to try this out. I heard really good things about this one, and I was intrigued. I was very, very intrigued by this. So I will keep you guys updated on how this does on my skin. I got the Biore The Face Acne Care Foaming Face Wash. I love my foaming face washes. There's something about it that I feel like leaves my skin very, very clean, but not stripped whatsoever. So I picked this one up. We've got this Sana Eye Care, again, an At Cosme winner from 2022, but this one was also still ranking in stores whenever I went. I think it was like on the weekly ranking and the Tokyo ranking, on the monthly ranking, like pretty much ranking on all of their different walls. But this is supposed to be an eye cream that has retinol in it, so definitely have to wear some sunscreen when you wear this at night. But it seems very, very promising. I think everyone seems to really, really enjoy this. So I picked one of these up. I feel like eye creams last me a very long time, so I didn't feel the need to buy multiples of this. I got this Curel Intensive Moisture Care Deep Moisture Spray. Curel is actually a very, very popular brand in Japan, and I couldn't decide on what I wanted from Curel. I feel like I didn't really do too much research on it before getting there, but from all the videos that I saw, everyone always mentioned the Intensive Moisture Care Spray, so I went ahead and got one of these. One more pack of sheet masks. This is the Derma Laser Quality First Super VC 100 Super Delivery Essence sheet mask. I don't know entirely what it's called, but this is the #1 ranking mask in Japan right now. So I was like, I'll try it. For a long time, I was going in and out of stores and I was like, I don't really feel like I need it. But eventually I was just seeing it so often that I was like, okay, we got to try it, because it seemed like from the reviews that I had seen, everyone is seemingly having really great results from it. Like the skin looks brighter and more awake and stuff. So why not? As mentioned, I did get another one of the Rhodolice eye drops. This one I think is also safe for contacts. I did do a Google Translate on it and you can use it with your contacts in. So I went ahead and picked this one up. I'm guessing that this is just a less intense version of the Rich Premium, which is fine, but I like the Rich Premium already, so we'll see how I like that. And this, again, another one that was ranking at Cosme. If you can't tell already, at Cosme seems to be one of their like go-tos for beauty, like rankings and stuff. This one is the mint version. It is the Okuchi mint one, and they're single servings, or would you call them servings? Single use, I guess. And you're supposed to use this, gargle, and spit it out, and supposedly you'll see like all the gunk come out of your mouth. I don't know. I picked one up and I was super curious about this. And again, you guys, I'm going to be talking about some supplements, and please, please, please just know that I am not recommending that you guys use them. I have not used them myself, so I'm not telling you go out and buy these, but I did pick them up based on my own personal research. I am going to be talking to my doctor about these to make sure that I am clear to use these, but I'm very, very curious about them. So firstly, I got the Transino White Sea Premium, and this is actually supposed to target the melanin in your skin, like for your freckling and your acne spots. And you guys know that hyperpigmentation and acne spots are a huge like issue that I find, or a huge concern in my skin. It's something that I'm constantly trying to like heal, you know? So I thought that maybe this would be promising, you know? Everyone seems to really, really enjoy these, but I'm not taking these just yet because I did start taking one of these BB pills. These are apparently a very, very popular type of supplement in Japan. They are these beauty pills, they're BB pills, and they all kind of target different things in the skin, and they all have vitamins. This one has like B2, B1, B6, and a couple of other things that I will insert again from Google Translate here for you guys to read about. But this is supposed to help with rough textured skin and also acne in the skin. It says rough skin improving agent, and I started taking this yesterday, so I want to continue using this. Only this, I don't want to be using like multiple at a time, so I want to like slowly implement them and see how it does on my skin. I don't want to freak my body out, you know, but it says for rough skin, acne, and stomatitis. So this is the brand that I saw online. I am using those, but before I found those, I got this other BB one that I was recommended by a worker at Matsumoto Kiyoshi. So I think it is the Matsukiyo brand, like the general Matsumoto Kiyoshi brand. And this is another BB pill, and this one also has the B2, B6, vitamin C, and all of those things. And I think lastly, what I want to talk about is matcha. So I know this isn't really beauty related, but it's something that I was very, very excited about. It was kind of like a mad dash trying to find them because for some reason, I did not buy matcha in Kyoto, which is like one of the main places. Kyoto and Uji are the main places that matcha really is a focus point on, and I didn't buy it when I was there. I don't know what I was thinking, but we did find the brands that I wanted to purchase in Tokyo. So I found these. This is from Ippudo Tea, and this one is the Sion. I will insert all the information that I can here for you guys. I forget like off the top of my head which one this is, but they have different types of intensities, different types of richness that will affect the sweetness, the umami, the bitterness that you taste. And by the way, you guys, when I had matcha in Japan, it was not bitter at all. I was like, have I been drinking not real matcha? Like, is this what matcha is supposed to taste like? Is it supposed to be smooth and like yummy and sweet by itself? Because I never drink just matcha and water. I feel like it's too seaweedy, but these are, I don't know, they're something else. But this is Ippudo tea. This is a very, very popular one. The most popular one though, I think would be this brand right here. It is the Marikyu Koyumain brand. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if I'm not, but I got a 40 gram of the Aorashi blend. This is one that the person working recommended that I purchase if I like to sweeten my matcha, you know? And then I also purchased this one, which is the most popular one that I saw online from this same brand, but they didn't have the 40 grams, so I ended up getting two of the smaller ones, and he charged me for like the 40 gram instead, which was so nice of him. But this is the Choan. So this is the 20 grams. So I got 2 of these, so it equals to the 40. But I got the Choans, these 2, and the Aorashi. So very, very excited for these. We also got a pre-sweetened one from Iporo Tea, and my husband opened that one up. So we've been trying that one out, and oh my goodness, you guys, it's so good. So I think I'm gonna test these out tomorrow, or at least one of them. I don't want to open all of them at one time because I want to make sure they're fresh. But the worker also told me once I open this, I can put these jars in the fridge to help them stay fresh longer. So very excited for that. I also purchased like some random stuff. Like I got some rings as souvenirs from our trip. I got some clothes and stuff. I'm wearing like one of the dresses that I thrifted from one of the thrift stores. And yeah, just some odds and ends and stuff. But that is all of my beauty stuff that I picked up. I'm sure that I'm missing something. I truly went all out. But remember, you guys, like, do not feel like you need all of these products. These are going to be things that I slowly start to test out and try and see how it works, compare them to different products that are coming out, or compare them to the beauty products that we have here. I just went crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this haul. I really, really enjoyed sharing it all with you guys. I wanted to get this out as soon as possible. I do have more Japan content coming up. I have my color analysis that I'm planning on doing. Actually, that is probably already out by the time you're watching this video, but I'm also going to be doing a Japan vlog. I did vlog my trip, so if you guys are interested in watching anything about my Japan trip, then all of that is coming out. But if you're not interested, then of course I am gonna have my regularly scheduled videos coming as well, so stay tuned for all of that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am very happy to be back filming for you guys. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, maybe, then please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!